Hey guys, Susan from Positively Fit You here, and today I'm going to talk about sugar addiction in kids. I talk a lot about sugar in general, and this is something that we as adults and as parents really need to know about. We need to realize the effect that sugar has on our bodies and minds, and in turn on our children's. Now, for the purpose of this video, when I say sugar, I am for the most part referring to sweets, things like cookies, candy, donuts, cake, ice cream, sugary drinks, things like that. Now, I used to be a complete sugar addict, so I have experienced the effects of sugar firsthand. I've also coached many sugar addicts. Now, first of all, we need to realize that if we eat a lot of sugar, we are more likely to be cranky, tired all the time, depressed, moody, and just miserable. Sugar does this to us. When I used to eat sugar, I would eat it at night, and the next morning, look out, I would be in a horrible mood. So not only this, sugar is addicting. Seriously, how many of us can just have one cookie or one piece of chocolate? Or even if we only have one piece of cake, all too often we crave sweets the next day, right? So the first thing we as parents need to do is realize this. Learn about what sugar does to us. If we eat sweets regularly, it's very likely that our kids will do the same. So how can you tell if your child may be a sugar addict? First of all, if they do eat sugar often, do they often have meltdowns, tantrums, or if they're older, mood swings? Do they have a hard time focusing or paying attention? Can they be sweet and loving, but then later almost turn into a different kid? Cranky, aggressive, frustrated, restless, sad, even depressed. Now, you may be thinking, but they're kids. They should be able to have cookies, ice cream, candy. That's part of childhood. Yes, we like to see our kids happy. And when we give them sweets, that makes them happy, right? But if your child eats sweets regularly, is it worth all of those negative emotions that I just mentioned? And maybe even their happiness overall? And anyway, why do we feel that it's our children's birthright to have constant access to sugar all day? How often can they have just one cookie? We are raising little sugar addicts who grow up into big sugar addicts. Now, sugar has been referred to lately as the alcohol for kids. That's scary. We need to realize that even though we want to see our kids happy by giving them sugar, it comes with a price. It's very short-lived. Don't we want them to be happy and feel good all the time? Now, I'm not saying don't let your kids have sugar now and then, but it is a good idea to not have a lot of sugary treats in the house. I mean, when we go out to restaurants, if my kids want a Coke or a Sprite, we'll let them have one. But we don't keep cases of Coke or Sprite in our house for them. If they want a donut or ice cream now and then, we will stop for a donut or ice cream, but we don't keep them in our house for them to eat regularly. So we want to do what we can to avoid making them feel deprived, but also not feed them sugar anytime they want. I don't believe in the whole not letting them have things that other kids are allowed to have. This can cause them to be resentful or to go off the deep end once they do have a little bit of freedom or if they're at someone else's house. But it's so much better to make sugary foods and drinks a now and then thing. So what can we do? First of all, lead by example. Once we realize how sugar affects our moods, we need to draw our kids' attention to it. Instead of just saying that sugar is bad for us, let them know that it drains our energy, it makes us cranky. Look for examples. If your child is moody or cranky and you realize that he recently ate something sugary, let him know that he's probably moody because of the sugar. Now, he may not want to hear it right then, but it will be good to refer to later. We also want to make sure that our kids are eating a balanced diet. Even if you want to start by just looking at breakfast, make sure that it includes protein. Too many kids get too much sugar for breakfast with no protein, and that is starting the day off with a sugar spike, leading them to want it all day long. Now, I talked mainly about how sugar addiction affects kids emotionally, but there are so many other health risks that go along with it. Type 2 diabetes and high blood pressure have been more and more prevalent in kids recently. Obesity, tooth decay. There are so many reasons to make changes in our households if our kids eat too much sugar. Now, if you like this video, click the like button, leave me a comment, and I would love it if you subscribed. I'll see you in the next video.